For 20,000 years, the galaxy believed humanity was gone. No human ships crossed the stars. No human signals echoed through space. No human worlds remained on any modern star map. To most species, humans were nothing more than an old story, a forgotten race from a distant past. Ancient records describe them as clever, stubborn, and dangerous, but those records were dusty and incomplete. Over time, even those warnings were ignored. New civilizations rose. Empires expanded. Wars were fought and forgotten. And humanity faded into legend. In the modern age, most beings had never even heard the name human. Near the edge of known space, an alien trade fleet followed a quiet route through a dead star system. Nothing valuable was there. No planets. No life. Just broken asteroids and the cold remains of a long-dead sun. Then the sensors screamed. An object appeared without warning. It was huge, far larger than any ship in modern space. Its surface was dark and scarred, covered in deep marks that looked like old battle wounds. The hull was not smooth or clean. It was ancient, built for war, not beauty. The traders froze. This can't be a station," one officer whispered. The object moved, slowly, carefully, like something waking from a long sleep. Scans returned nothing useful. No known energy source. No readable technology. It did not match any current species design. Then a single signal pulsed outward. Not loud, not aggressive, just clear. "We have returned." The words were old, the language older, but the translation systems understood them instantly. The trade fleet panicked. Emergency signals were sent in all directions. Within hours, news spread across nearby systems. An ancient ship had appeared, a ship older than modern history. And its signal carried a name from forgotten time, human. Historians rushed to sealed archives. Forbidden data vaults were opened. For the first time in centuries, what they found disturbed them. Humans had once been everywhere. They were explorers, builders, fighters. They expanded fast, adapted faster, and refused to bow to stronger empires. Ancient notes warned that humans did not fear extinction. They prepared for it. But no record explained where they went. The ancient ship continued its slow journey toward the inner galaxy. It did not attack. It did not communicate again. It simply moved like it knew exactly where it was going. A council observation fleet was dispatched, not to fight, just to watch. As the fleet approached, they saw more details. Massive weapon ports sealed under thick armor. Systems built to last forever. Technology that looked simple but felt dangerous. "This ship survived 20,000 years alone," a commander said quietly. "That is not an accident. Then something else happened." The ancient ship changed course. It turned slightly, just enough to face the observers. The human ship powered up. Lights ignited across its surface like stars being born. Energy readings climbed beyond safe limits, yet the ship remained perfectly stable. A second message was transmitted. "The watch is over." The council fleet backed away. Across the galaxy, fear began to spread, not because of what the ship did, but because of what it had survived. If one human ship had returned after 20,000 years, then the legend was wrong. Humanity was not gone. They were only waiting. And now, the galaxy was about to remember them. The galaxy reacted in silence first, then in fear. News of the ancient human ship spread from system to system. Traders whispered about it. Military commanders studied the reports again and again. Historians argued over old records that most believed were only myths. One truth became clear very quickly. The name human carried weight. In the past, humans were not the strongest species. They did not have the largest fleets or the biggest empires, but they had something far more dangerous. They refused to disappear. The Galactic Council called an emergency meeting. The great chamber filled with light as representatives from hundreds of species took their places. Many looked uneasy. Some looked angry. Humans are extinct, one delegate said. One old ship proves nothing. Another replied, that ship is older than our oldest world, and it still functions. The council leader raised a limb for silence. We will not panic, it said. We will confirm. A deep space investigation. Fleet was prepared. Not a war force, just enough ships to surround and control the ancient vessel if needed. The fleet jumped into the dead system. Where the human ship was last seen. It was still there. Drifting calmly near the remains of the dead star. The human ship did not move. It did not power weapons. It simply waited. The alien ship spread out carefully. Their sensors pushed to maximum range. The results made no sense. The human ship systems were active, yet invisible. Its energy output shifted constantly, like it was adjusting to being watched. This design is impossible, one analyst said. Modern science cannot explain it. The fleet commander opened a channel. Ancient vessel, he said, forcing calm into his voice. Identify yourself. For several seconds, there was nothing. Then the human ship responded. Its voice was deep, steady, and emotionless. Designation: Guardian-class Ark. The fleet froze. Ark-class vessels were only mentioned in pre-council legends. Massive ships built not to conquer, but to survive the end of civilizations. You are from humanity? The commander asked. Yes, the ship replied. We carry humanity's memory. That single sentence shook the fleet. Where are the humans? Another officer asked. The ship paused, almost like it was thinking. Preserved, answered. Before anyone could ask more, the ship shut the channel. Suddenly, the alien fleet's sensors failed. Not disabled, blocked. The human ship was hiding itself again. The commander ordered distance. No one argued. Back at the council chamber, fear replaced denial. They built arks, a historian whispered. They expected to vanish. And planned to return, another added. The council realized a terrible possibility. If this ship was only a memory carrier, then somewhere, humanity itself was still alive. Watching, waiting, and preparing to come home. The return of the ancient human ship changed everything. Across the galaxy, military alerts were raised. Empires that once ignored old legends now treated them as warnings. The Galactic Council ordered all long-range sensors to focus on one thing only: the Guardian-class Ark. The ship did not hide. It moved slowly toward the inner systems, passing through space lanes without permission. No defenses activated. No weapons powered up, yet no one dared to stop it. A second council fleet was sent, larger than the first. This time, warships accompanied the observers. They did not plan to attack, but they were ready. As the fleet approached, the human ship changed behavior. It stopped. The massive vessel turned its nose toward the incoming ships. Its outer hull shifted slightly, plates moving like something alive. Ancient markings glowed faintly along its surface. The fleet commander swallowed. All ships hold position. The human ship transmitted a wideband signal. It was not a threat. It was a broadcast. Images filled every screen across the fleet. Then beyond, relayed through council networks, shared unintentionally across the galaxy. They showed the past. Human worlds burned. Stars collapsed into weapons of impossible scale. An enemy with no clear shape moved through space like a living shadow, erasing entire systems. This was not propaganda. This was memory. This war predates the council, an analyst whispered. By thousands of years. The broadcast continued. Human fleets fighting while evacuating civilians. Massive arc ships launching into deep space. Worlds being sealed, not abandoned. Then the image froze on one final scene, a human ship standing, alone between the galaxy and the darkness. The voice of the Guardian-class Ark returned. "We did not lose," it said. "We endured." The fleet's weapons officers reported something terrifying. The human ship was not just old, it was still upgrading itself. Its systems adapted in real time, learning from every scan and signal sent its way. Technology 20,000 years. Old was outperforming modern science. "This ship should not exist," the commander said quietly. Before anyone could respond, space itself shifted. A second human signal appeared. Then a third. Far away, in deep uncharted regions, ancient. Human beacons awakened silent for 20 millennia. The Guardian-class Ark spoke one final time. "The return has begun." The broadcast ended. Across the galaxy, panic spread, not because humanity had come back, but because this was only the beginning. One ship had survived the end of history. What else was about to return with it? The galaxy could not stop thinking about the ancient human ship. Historians pored over old records. Military commanders studied the technology. Scholars debated the meaning of humanity's return. But all of them agreed on one terrifying fact. Humans had vanished for a reason, and they were coming back prepared. The Guardian-class Ark sent signals intermittently, revealing more about its purpose. The data was fragmented, but clear enough to shock even the oldest civilizations. Humans had faced an enemy unlike any the galaxy had known. A force that destroyed stars, annihilated fleets, and erased civilizations. Humanity realized that if they stayed in the galaxy openly, they would be destroyed. So they vanished. Entire fleets, entire populations went into deep space. Their ships hid in uncharted sectors. Their colonies vanished from every known map. For 20,000 years, humanity slept, learned, and waited, but they did not vanish completely. The Guardian-class Ark carried the history of humanity. It carried knowledge of every battle, every star they had saved, and every enemy they had faced. It carried a message for the galaxy. We endured. We prepared. We return only because the threat returns. The Council tried to understand. How could a single species survive for 20,000 years without detection? Asked a crystalline delegate. "It was planned," replied an ancient scholar. Humanity built for survival, not conquest. Every ship, every ark, every settlement was hidden. They chose patience over power. Meanwhile, smaller human vessels began to appear. Not yet full fleets, but scouts, research ships, and transport arks. All moved in perfect coordination. All avoided unnecessary conflict. The galaxy realized something horrifying. Humanity had not returned for war. They had returned to prepare the galaxy against a threat. Most had forgotten or never even seen. The Guardian-class Ark sent a final transmission to the Council. "You thought we were gone. You forgot us. We did not forget you. Prepare." For the first time, the Council understood the scale of human endurance. For 20,000 years, humans had disappeared. Not out of weakness, but to survive, learn, and grow stronger. And now, the galaxy faced the truth. Humanity was back, not as myths, not as stories, not as a forgotten race, but as a power older, wiser, and far more dangerous than anyone could imagine. The galaxy had forgotten humanity, but humanity had not forgotten the galaxy. And soon, the stars themselves would remember. The Guardian-class Ark was only the beginning. Within weeks, more human ships appeared. Small at first, scouts, arks, and transport vessels. But each one carried advanced systems, ancient weapons, and AI that had learned for 20,000 years. They moved with precision, never reckless, never unnecessary, but always in perfect coordination. The Galactic Council watched in fear. Every empire scrambled. Fleets were recalled, borders reinforced. Systems once thought secure were now exposed. Humanity was no longer a myth, and the galaxy realized it had underestimated them for centuries. The Council sent emissaries, hoping to communicate. The humans responded, but not with words of peace. Instead, their transmissions carried proof maps of fleets, enemy positions, ancient intelligence, and strategies refined over millennia. "You forgot us," the Guardian-class Ark transmitted to all major powers. "We did not forget you." The message was simple, clear, terrifying. Humanity did not need to attack. They only needed to show their power. Historians debated. Scholars argued. Military leaders panicked. Humanity had been gone for 20,000 years, yet it had grown. Stronger in every possible way. Technology, tactics, knowledge, everything the galaxy had assumed about humans was wrong. Then the Ark moved closer to the inner systems. Its presence alone altered strategies and alliances. Fleets were recalled. Borders were abandoned. Worlds that had ignored humanity for centuries now trembled at the sight of a single ship. The Council finally realized the truth. Humanity had not vanished because it was weak. Humanity had disappeared because it was smart, patient, strategic, waiting for the perfect moment to return. And now, that moment had come. The Guardian-class Ark sent one final transmission. We return not as conquerors, but as guardians. Those who threatened the galaxy before will not rise again. Humanity endures. Humanity remembers. And humanity will decide the future of the stars. Silence spread across the galaxy. Not a silence of peace, but of awe, fear, respect. The galaxy had forgotten humanity for 20,000 years. But humanity had never forgotten the galaxy. And now the legends were real. Humanity had returned, stronger, smarter, unstoppable. The age of underestimating humans was over. The stars themselves had a new ruler, not one species, not one empire, but a force that refused to vanish. And every civilization in the galaxy would remember this day forever.